ESL One Katowice is brought to you in part by Intel, Mercedes-Benz, Vodafone, Alienware, PaySafeCard, Logitech G, and Hacks.
Katowice, Poland, home to the first ever Dota 2 Major is well underway here on day number 1 as we come to you live from the Spodek Arena for day 1's group stage action. We're in Group A right now, the semi-finals of the upper bracket. Liquid taking first blood in terms of the match. There is a best of 3 on the line, of course, so Vici have a chance to come back into it. The winner of this is guaranteed a top 6 spot. They will go through to the upper bracket final because it's a dual tournament format. They will have a shot at going directly to the semi-finals. So big match between these two. We're back with our panel members once more. Purge is here alongside Blitz and the Has for their thoughts on their continued thoughts actually on game 1. Because Alan, you're still not kind of comfortable with this.
Well, to be as fair as I can, I'm not quite as down on the Nature's Prophet pick as my co-panelists. I think that's the way to sum it up. And as I look back at the numbers from game 1, the one thing that sticks out for me is that Paparazzi was really underfarmed. And that is one of your signature players as Vici Gaming. And he's on a hero in Gyro that Gyro, because of his spell damage output, can get through the mid game, a little bit behind in farm, but definitely reaches a point around that 30-35 minute mark where if he isn't at that critical level of farm, he's really going to struggle to contribute in these fights. Whereas Liquid, one of their signatures of drafting is they have their key players like Matumbleman on a Razor who can be underfarmed and still contribute. Even Tiny, the way they play him with mind control, can still contribute. Go ahead.
I agree with you, but I think to say that, okay, Gyro just wasn't farm enough is not fair because the hero matchups that he had, he's got to play against a TB. TB easily beats Gyro, and he's got to lane up against Razor, and Razor can just sap his damage. Like, the matchups are just not good there.
But
like,
again,
Paparazzi could not do anything from that farm position, and neither could Prophet because of the way Prophet is.
So we are saying the same thing, because if you rewind again to the first panel segment of the day, one of the things I talked about with Vici is they can get in trouble when they commit to these cores very early on in the draft.
Okay.
And they committed to Gyro. You expect.
So
when
how
you
does that
pick Gyro,
explain?
Yeah, so we're talking. Yeah,
okay.
so we're talking about.
We're talking about
they
Prophet
got
ultimate.
outdrafted.
Right.
And that's
so
why
I honestly don't think it was a Prophet. I think you look at little things like early on in the game, right? They had to fight for that big stack in the dire chop jungle, and they felt like because they took a big fight and needed to take that stack, they split that farm among 4 of their heroes instead of giving it to Gyro. There were all kinds of these little trades in the early game where they're trading objectives for TB getting a tower. And on the side of Vici, that farm is getting spread, where on the side of Liquid, it was all going to the Terrorblade. And I think that was really what, as the game went on, what made the TB feel so almost snowbally in that game, even before the Rapier, and the Gyro just sort of faded out. Like, Gyro's big plays in that game were his escapes, getting away on low HP. He wasn't killing people.
I feel like the goalposts have moved a little bit, because in my, like, it's like this, when you have Gyrocopter, this is a hero that needs to fight. Like, that's inherently what you need to do with that hero. But you can't fight when you have a Nature's Prophet, was the entire point. Because this hero, it doesn't provide enough. Moon Meander was very fond of saying that when you have Nature's Prophet, even if you're 5-10k ahead, you shouldn't take a fight 5-on-5 just because you can take a fight 5-on-5.
That's true.
What you're trying to do with this hero inherently is you shove in a wave, somebody comes to TP back, then you surprise jump them, you get an advantageous 4v5 fight. But you can't do that against the Coddle. It's not that easy. Like, 11 played that about as well as he can, and he still lost, in my opinion. Like, he did so much in that game. Like, he was very good. His item build was sick. He kept the pressure on the entire game, but eventually push came to shove. They had to take a fight. They couldn't like close out fights was the issue. Like, they didn't have this offlaner that gives you this disable against this Terrorblade. Like, oftentimes, like, you'll have something, especially in the past, it'd be like you take an Earthshaker or Tidehunter, you just blink Ravage, and hopefully you can kill him in that time period.
Sure.
Nature's Prophet can't do that. I'm not saying it's only an NP thing, but that's why I also said, like, it felt like an outdraft to me, because at some point, like, the Storm was in a very similar situation too. Like, he rolls in, he doesn't have any backup. There's nobody else that could really follow him into that engagement, and oftentimes that's your offlaner that follows through. It's like Storm will go in, create chaos with his BKB, and you need a follow-up, because he can't just 1v5 that fight. The fight needs to be very
You needed
hectic.
gyro. You needed damage on the gyro. That was what the Storm needed.
Yeah, but
after
the gyro can't get farm in a game like that. When you have this tricore, when you have Nature's Prophet, this hero is always going to get farm in this game.
Yes.
You can't do anything about it. He's
no,
gonna.
that's the real downside is he sucks a lot of farm off the map. And Lanham was doing his best as the game went on. Levin was doing his best as the game went on to try and take most of his farm off the Radiant side of the map. But that's just very difficult to do.
Yeah. So.
All right, so I have a problem. Maybe it's just semantics. I always react badly to calling something an outdraft when I ask myself like how many teams in the world could have executed what Liquid did to win that game, and I don't think the answer is very many. But again, reasonable minds can differ on Dota.
I guess the way that I look at that game is not that different than when Vici Gaming played Optic or OG. It's just like the flip way. It's like they defended well against the split. They defended well against the split push, but ultimately they won. It was a win. It was a well-deserved win, but it wasn't like the most crazy outplay, considering that the kills were even.
All right.
Honestly, I'm gonna go with you. I thought Liquid actually underperformed.
Did you just agree with me that you're wrong?
I think the way that you explained it just is something I can agree with. So if that makes me wrong, fine.
Sorry for cutting you off. Did you have something smart to say?
I'm just saying that, like, what part of that game did you feel as though Liquid played this like amazing game? Because in my opinion, they underperformed and they still won. And usually when it's like that, like I mean,
the very like last 2 minutes is the answer to that question.
But I think even at that point, they weren't like at a desperation point. I think they just thought like, okay, we'll pick up this rapier. They can't kill our TB. They've demonstrated like it's very hard for them to deal with this TB. You're just gonna hit towers.
And this is making me all of a sudden question whether the sides are flipped here because it's Liquid taking out the two heroes that, at least with their first two bans, that they just dominated with in the previous game.
Well, like we pointed out, Coddle is a really good solution to pushing lineups. Just because he can counter the push and he can also TP heroes back to where they actually do want to be. So maybe Liquid prepping for something.
Nope, the sides are
obnoxious. Not flipped. So Naga Siren open. The Vici bans, I believe, are the same. Was the Viper there too?
No, the Viper is different.
What was that hero? I can't remember.
Oh.
Paul, you have notes.
I can look at the. It was. No, it was Viper. You're right. Okay. You're right. It was Viper.
It was something like that.
Yeah. The Liquid bans are totally different. They banned Nyx, Tide, and DP.
I'd like to clarify, by the way, that was a very fun discussion for me. I have no hard feelings.
I actually really see people like focus when they watch on the disagreement, but I actually love that stuff. Yeah. I love when we get to go at each other.
I love it too. As the Fire Warden on this team, I love that kind of stuff. It's great.
Yeah, and like I said, that's the most fun thing for me about these lands.
At the end of the day, we all want to be right, and we'll be a little.
I mean, when you have if you have a dissenting opinion of me, at least you'll get me to talk more about Dota.
See, that's the thing. Like, honestly, that's the most important thing I learned in 10 years at U of Chicago is it matters less whether you're right or wrong than what you learn out of the discussion.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I probably wouldn't have said like half that stuff. I'd just be like, yeah, good game.
No, and that's I thought it was really interesting. I question going into this whether Liquid would take away the Disruptor Naga combo, and they do. And the gyro. This is one of the first times I've seen Liquid commit to a first phase gyro.
I mean, so if there's no TB, it's probably fine.
You guys picked it last time. We're going to show you how to play with it this time.
Well, when you play with, I think I was correct about the Razor thing. Like the idea that they don't pick it as like, it works for them when they first do it because they don't pick it as like their main core, it's like more the off core.
Yeah.
And I think gyro, it can fulfill a similar function for Liquid, but at the same time, like I don't think they'll make the same mistake. I think you overwhelmingly fight with this hero.
An early Fenrir Bane for Vici.
Were you laughing at his bald head?
He keeps tapping his head like I'm thinking of something. He looks in the camera. He keeps doing it every time.
Yeah. He's playing with the camera a lot today.
Yeah. I love the aerodynamic Matoma.
The aerodynamic.
The light reflectant.
But he's got to play the gyro now, right? Aerodynamics.
He said he was going to keep it shaved.
Is that what it was about?
I'm sure it wasn't.
No, it's just he's thinking.
No, but I think again, drawing back to the analogy between the gyro and the Razor, that again, it's very important that Liquid, both Matumba and Miracle, will run the gyro. And so it gives away so much less information, whereas when Vici picks it, gyro is really not an Ori hero.
It's true.
I think I like the Bane reaction to it really well also, just because Bane's pretty good at trading as a support. Once you get Fiend's Grip, it's really nice for locking down the fast gyrocopter. Late game, it's not always the best, but against, I feel like one issue Vici certainly had last game was that once BKBs were popped, Liquid could kind of do whatever they wanted for 5 to 10 seconds, and being able to at least have the option of gripping through that, even if you do no damage to the grip, is really beneficial.
Can I just throw something really wild at you guys? Could that be a Kuro 5 gyro?
No, Gyro's base mana has been nerfed too much, probably.
Yeah, they have played it though.
I think
How many years?
When? Yeah, it's been a long
in the last
time.
3 months. Kuro has actually played on the gyro.
Where was this match?
What?
Yeah,
Was
go
it
and have a
online?
look at it.
I missed that
Yeah,
match.
go
All
and
right.
have a look at it.
All right.
It's just one of those weird ones that stood out in the whole. You know when you do your prep and you go, well, that's a
I'm
weird
not-
outlier. Why?
Oh,
where's
it's got to
that
be
from?
back. Okay, so in my data, I have games since January 1st, and I'm not seeing it there.
If I had to
Just
guess,
before.
I would say it was something like they picked Gyro early and
And
the
it got
lane
countered.
matchup
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
awful.
yeah.
ended up
it
being
was
bad,
one of those
so
games. Yes,
I
it was one
wouldn't.
of those games.
It hypothetically could happen, but I'd be very surprised, especially because Gyro's arguably.
I mean, it
tier
gives
one
them
carry.
another option, I suppose, in that they
Yeah.
can spring it if they really wanted to. As I said, just one of those oddities when you look through stuff. You find one odd one, you're like, what is that?
I think when you have disruptor.
He also
in
has
the
one
game,
game on Sniper as well, but hey.
Sniper support is no good. That was probably them like swapping roles
Yeah.
at Midas mode. or
It
something.
probably was.
So Enigma band, Sand King band, Brewmaster band, Tiny band. So teamfight bands for the Naga setup, and then strong offlaners band for Vici.
Look how happy they are.
Yeah, they look like they're
Yeah.
in a good mood right now.
Oh, I think this Elder Titan hero is so sick right now.
Do Vici straight
one
up
of,
just
like,
take
my top
Lifestealer?
Is that the move
It's like most people's counters.
to Elder?
Yeah.
Because you can always enrage or
ET's
rage through.
so bad against it.
Well, there's the man that's probably going to play as well.
I mean, synergy-wise, it works out really nice for Liquid. Once, if there's no BKB, obviously, amplify all the magic damage dealt. It's really good there.
Yeah, that's
Set
why.
up for their combos.
That's also another reason why like the
So
Lifestealer's nice.
small sample size being what it is, but since January 1st, Elder Titan is actually 8-2 against Lifestealer. Again, you don't know what teams those are, so hard to place too much stock in that. But I thought I'd throw that out there.
Also wanted to throw out there that Liquid are 7-1 on gyro since 707.
Yep. And three of those games are Miracle and 4 are Matemaman.
Yep.
And this is okay. So this is one that I am more confident in the stat because I've seen a bunch of the games.
Yep.
Elder Titan is actually 15-2 against Death Prophet since January 1st. And
Picked into the ET, by the way.
yeah, I really don't like that DP pick there.
Yeah.
It's one of Ori's signature heroes. He's amazing
Yep.
on that hero,
they're
but
13-4 since 707, so they've had a good record with the DP.
My initial gut read is just that DP is a hero that sustains. Like you just want to be alive and near enemy heroes, and Elder Titan is a damage amplifier. So if you take a hero that relies on being tanky to be effective and you amplify damage done to them, they just feel completely different.
Right.
It's the same thing as like Shadow Demon soul catching somebody. They die so much faster, and all of a sudden they feel like a crap hero.
yeah, and I mean you don't necessarily have the hard save in it. The song can act as a save, of course, but you don't have the hard dazzle save to empower the DP this game. So she really needs that early heals.
It does give Vici a lot of control, though. Song to save if it is a bad situation. They can push towers. They can offensively silence. If they can time it really good, something like a Song into a silence on 2 supports could be amazing. But I think Vici's opener does not look anything surprising for what they normally go for. So I feel like Liquid will have something to do, like a plan to react to it, basically.
Wow. The Miracle Tinker.
Just more damage, like missiles all amplified by Elder Titan Aura.
I mean, how does DP live in these fights?
They're at the point now where they could just stack a lot of magic resistance because all of Liquid's damage right now is almost all of it is magic. So hypothetically, there's maybe some solutions. Chen auras, dude, just grab all those little aura creeps. You shouldn't do that. But
Get your level 25 talent, stack those aura creeps.
it's not good yet, but maybe at some stage.
You need catch right now on Vici
Yeah.
really badly.
Oh man.
Well,
Okay,
there's something.
I like that. I mean, he could get Glimpse, I guess, but it's not bad. They can lane decent against Elder Titan
But
and Disruptor.
You don't have a vision provider though for the Batrider. You don't have anything that's going to give him consistently vision of Tinker through the trees.
Not yet.
That's what I worry.
You can plan on that though, like just cliff wards and waiting for him to
Yeah.
TP in. You know where he'll be. It's more about
Teams have gotten a lot better about that. That's true.
yeah. I mean, it's all about anticipating where Tinker's going to be, and you're there as he teleports in. Then it's an easy kill most times. I don't think that's going to be necessarily. I mean, I guess Batrider does have to be a little careful in his lane though, because Gyro offers so much damage. That part's maybe a little scary.
I'll have to clean these up and write them up someday. But I had a bunch of stats I was playing with about like how vision dependent a hero was, and how much different heroes benefit from a vision advantage. And Batrider was always one that popped up as like, if you have any kind of a vision advantage, he
really
becomes so much better.
Well,
Particularly around the Roche pit.
Liquid banned Spectre, though, would have been a good example here that can jump directly on Tinker and deal with him in a very easy way.
So can Vici go? I don't think Vici can go core Zeus anymore. The old counter to the Tinker, and that would also solve their vision issues.
He would get wrecked mid by like Elder Titan roaming.
Yes, and it just doesn't. I mean, I don't see them running a paparazzi safe lane DP.
A bad end. That was a hard hero to see.
Huh. Okay, sure, the purge. Yeah.
Counter. Excuse me, it's a
Although
hard, hard dispel.
They can. Oh, sorry. Seems good. No, I think. Can we? I don't think we can say that anymore, can we? Oh, so sad. No, they can still pick LC if they want.
Reserve time left. Not a huge amount of time at all left for Vici to find this last one.
I think they just YOLO Void.
They need something that requires less farm, I think, than Void.
Ooh, I hate that hero because is Beastmaster banned? No. Liquid could can't they just Beastmaster here? Tinker TPs to the Hawk, the minions just destroy Jug, they make Omni Slash useless. Yeah.
I know Will has some pretty evil things to say about where Jug is in the middle right now as well. Right, Will?
I like Jug.
So evil. What's wrong with you?
Wow.
That worked really well.
What a
like Jug.
setup.
Did you think I wouldn't?
I'm pretty sure we were talking and Genting about the fact that Jug's just not any good at the moment.
No, not me.
Okay.
I think
like
Jug
Jug.
is just very, very counter vulnerable right now.
He does have a lot of counters in there.
Okay, so they'll do the
Batrider
next,
counter.
which isn't quite the same thing, but yeah, it works against the Batrider.
Which I think is a good idea. It's kind of like the key of Vici for taking good fights, other than Song.
I gotta find Kuro after this and ask him why he didn't pick the Beastmaster. All right.
Interesting draft. We're going to head into game 2 very shortly. We'll start at this end, I think, this time. Will, which way is this going?
I think Liquid will win, but I'll preface it by saying I think that Vici has a pretty solid draft.
Okay, that sounded a bit like you were on the fence there a bit,
Yeah.
but we'll let you off.
I think
Because you're still going Liquid.
I think it'd be like 55-45.
Okay,
but I
close
think
game.
Liquid is the better team. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually thinking something similar. I did like Vici's draft. I think I'm being biased based on the players and the teams, so I would go with Liquid. I'm just confident with the heroes that they have. I feel like they can make it work. If it was a worse team, I'd be like, oh, I don't think they can.
Yeah.
do it.
Okay. Alan?
I'm just not. The more I think about it, I'm just not feeling the next pick. I can't decide whether or not that's enough to tip me toward Vici. You know what? We've had all 3-0 panels all day long. I think this one's close enough. I am going to break and go Vici.
Okay, all right. Well, 2 for one and 1 for the other. Don't forget as well, we've got a nice little thing courtesy of our friends at Vodafone a little bit later as well. Play Faster is on the way. Who's going to get your nominations? Because there was a really fast first blood in the last game. In fact, the fastest of the day from Miracle on Liquid. Will he feature later? We'll find out. Right now, we're going to head into game number 2. All on the line for VG. They have to win this one to stay in the semi-final. Or can Liquid make their way through to yet another top 6? Let's rejoin our commentary team for game number 2.
An interesting one. They do take the Batrider, so they at least have some catch. And we were kind of like looking at it. The other ones were like, all right, what's the last pick gonna be? Is it gonna be that Lifesteal or is it gonna be the Jug? They need somebody who's that Magic community that can actually stand toe to toe versus the Gyrocopter. They go for the Jug, so they've got some sustain coming into their lineup. But we'll see how this one plays out.
And what do you think about this? The final pick, Nyx Assassin, is sort of a hero that's been up in the air, whether people are fans of it or feel that it's a little weak at the moment. But good in this draft? What's the plan here?
So I think the plan was, I think like this was, they went for this because there's two reasons. Sure, like Nahaz was like the Beastmaster.
Yeah.
The Beastmaster, sure, he could have fit, but I think this is also just, it's to protect the Tinker game, right? It's the way they catch the Tinker is the Bat Rider, and that's pretty much it, unless the Death Prophet goes like that Blink Yules build. So I think he's just going to be playing this Vision game Nyx, who just plays to look for that Firefly, carapace it, and not let 11 get the jumps on top of Miracle.
Yeah, I mean, there's many a time in the past where we have indeed seen, you know, periods where Nyx Assassin was just always banned out if you're playing the Bat because of how hard it can be to play. It just is. It's such a spanner in the works for the Bat player.
You either have to know where the Nyx Assassin is, or just don't use your Firefly until after you get the Blink Lasso. You need like Blink Force Staff as this Bat versus that 11. Getting eyed up here, at least by a missile.
I mean, he will get the bounty runes, so Vici Gaming are able to get 3 of the 4 bounties. The question is if they are able to make him pay with his life. He skills the Firefly, but the Thunderstrike upon him.
He's okay.
He is indeed. That Tango regen just enough to keep him alive, so he'll have to, I guess, take the trip back to base. GH actually is going to try and come in for a punch potentially. He's eyeing it up, but underneath the tier 2 tower at 11 will be fine. But yeah, Vici Gaming, they do get the 3 bounty runes.
And they scout the Bat Rider with this movement too, so they're sending the Nyx directly up top. They know an aggro's coming, and they want to match it. We'll take them a moment, so for the time being, Paparazzi will get some on bottom. Heavily punching Lanem. Mid lane. 3 denies already from the laser. Ori unable to secure any of those last hits on the first wave. Gets 1.
Kuro's also there to back up Miracle if required, but as you said, more likely just the movement down to bottom, I guess.
Automatic lane swap.
Yeah.
My Control still has his TP available, so as soon as he sees the Bat Rider, he's going to walk to the side,
And
get
head back
his
down.
wand, and TP bottom.
So really wanting to make sure they get these lanes liquid. Bottom lane, time being, just GH and Matuma Man trying their best to zone 11 back. In goes the missile. GH is trying to right-click both Fenrir and 11 back.
They might actually not be too upset with this, just keeping the lanes. It depends.
I mean, if it is the case, Mind Control, surely in this lane, once there's a few levels, he has to be a bit careful. A Root and a Blade Fury could bring him down. I guess he is very tanky, of course, as the Nyx Assassin, but
He is a bit tanky, and he's gone for the mana burn too, so he could actually mess with the Jug a bit by just throwing those mana burns on constantly on either of them. Because if they don't have both, there's no way that they can actually kill him. If they don't have the net and the spin, that is. And they're going to keep the lanes. Gyro should be able to farm down here. He's got the early wand, and he's going to have help. Race to the illusion rune. Fenrir will get it.
with the stomp, GH. Make sure he can walk himself away. Fenrir will look for a little bit of a chase, but he will hold back. And mid lane Lanham looking for an opportunity to wrap in onto Miracle.
And My Control, as soon as he sees that rotation from the Naga, he starts pulling the wave top. So he can make sure that he gets free experience versus a Juggernaut and get actual last hits. Because versus Jug as a Nyx, you can't really walk too far up versus the creeps, just in case you need heavy harassment.
Bottom lane, 11 getting aggressive. They are moving in onto Kuro. Kuro has 3 stacks upon him. They will be able to keep their Disruptor safe. Able to make sure that 11 can't dive any deeper.
Look at mid, too. They actually, they were going for a dive. They get the net on Miracle, and he instantly TPs to his tier 2 to protect himself. They're looking again for him, though.
Got the wraparound Miracle. Is he going to get any sort of help? He does have a TP coming in from this Disruptor. Miracle pops the Fairy Fire, trying to keep himself alive, keeping the distance, gets the rockets out, but he'll still fall. First blood for Lanham. GH comes across, though, the Stomp. It's going to get both of them. Kuro's still alive. GH looking for the punches onto Ori that get the kinetic field off. So they may have lost Miracle, but they will claim both the lives of Vici Gaming in response.
Miracle has no TP, though, so he does have to walk back, but great levels for the supports.
Oh, yeah, there. Yeah, Kuro and GH are going to be happy with that.
Yep.
Levels for them. GH getting a couple of CS as well in the mid whilst he waits for Miracle to return. And that will bump him close to relatively early level 3 there for the Elder Titan.
I think Vici, though, they did get the lanes that they wanted. Now they can even pressure Matu. We see down bottom, 11. He's going for a play down here with 4 stacks. He's got to be careful, though. The turnaround could come out from the gyro.
And it absolutely did. 11, as brilliant as his play was in game 1, that play was a bit of a question mark.
Yeah, that one was way too risky versus gyro. Once he has 2 points in barrage plus missile.
Yeah, you can't go for that.
No.
You cannot go for that. But 11 did, and he paid his price.
He had 8 stick charges, so he really wanted to get those up, but that missile, the missile stun just a bit too long. And they're going to continue the action. Liquid, they're looking to keep making moves, follow LonM.
I mean, as we said, you know, getting that XP that they did from the mid. GH now with, 2 points in the Echo Stomp very early on at level 3 on this Elder Titan. It's a good amount of impact.
This is a hasted DP rotation coming out already this early on.
I think Mind Control's going to be a bit sort of confused by that one. Not every day you expect the Death Prophet to appear in your lane at 4.5 minutes, but it works out. They get the kill. Kuro's going to be there, though. He's going to look to try and punish this, has the kinetic field down. GH and Matumba walking across. Lanham's still there trying to help out Ori, but Ori's surrounded. The rotation from Matumba Man helping them bring down the Death Prophet. And now Matumba will look towards Lanham, trying to chase this down. You got the TP across. Kuro trying his best to close the gap.
He TP'd from like right next to there,
I mean,
too.
just
He just wants to get the clips.
Exactly, these little moves to close in on the range of Lanham, and they will have him trapped in the field.
But he's gonna TP him.
And he's out of there. So a bit of time really wasted for both sides there.
Yep.
Initially it looked like the DP gets a kill, but then hang on, she loses her life. She's out of the lane for quite a bit. But then in response, Matumba, a bit of his time wasted. Sure, he gets a kill, but then he's sort of chasing around this Naga Siren for quite a while.
Some different rotations that you don't see too often. That's just literally, I got a haste rune, I'm looking for a dive.
Yeah.
And then a lot of response TPs. Mind Control now bottom. You'll get some farm up, and they're going to leave the gyro top. Since he already ported up top, it's going to take him too long to run all the way bottom. Paparazzi's 6 now, though. He's got Omni Slash. He's threatening Matu top as well, while bottom is going on at the same time.
And he's going to have the kill. Paparazzi gets the kill, and down bottom, Mind Control will fall as well. Mid lane, Ori getting gone up by GH, Miracle and Kuro. They'll burst down the DP. But overall, I mean, Vici Gaming taking down both cores from the side lanes.
And saving the Omni Slash on
Yeah,
Paparazzi there.
I mean, that lane, it becomes very scary for the Gyros to come up to. I mean, and he won't. They switch the lanes back around. He's like, my goodness, that Juggernaut, he's got a level advantage on me. He has that Omni Slash. I'm not going up there. So he is indeed back down bottom of Timber Man. Mind Control will be sent back up top.
He wanted to stay there just until his TP came back up, but yeah, level 6 Jug versus Gyro. We see this a bunch of times, especially with like Gyro versus Jug. You've got kill threat on the Gyro a lot.
As soon as Matumba Man's in, they try and make an advance. Lanham's there as well with the root, but TP comes in from Kuro. He's trying to help out his Gyro, but Gyro has been surrounded underneath the tower with the Rocket Barrage bringing 11 and Lanham down very low, but he'll be the one to fall. Now they're turning attention towards Kuroki. GH with the Stomp, catches 3, takes down 1, looks towards 11. They should be able to punch down the bat. Yeah, looking for the vision, and there we go. Bam, double kill for GH. And it's all kicking off, and top lane Paparazzi is able to dive in again and get a solo kill onto Mind Control. These side lanes are getting incredibly chaotic.
This Juggernaut lane just seems way too hard for Liquid to put a hero up against.
This lane is definitely the biggest. Wow. This Jug, 45 to 21, 2-0-1. Paparazzi just, he's doing it on his own.
And LonM just finds a kill. They were on the way to the shrine to heal up.
What the heck is going on?
LonM read the move.
And the Jug hasn't had to use Omni Slash. Paparazzi still has the Omni Slash for anyone that dares come up there. I mean, obviously the mana burn will keep Mind Control safe. There's only 4-1 charges at the moment on Paparazzi. It's enough for a Blade Fury. And we have seen before how much the Blade Fury chase down can do, but Mind Control, quick with the Spike Carapace. You can see Paparazzi still hovering around. He's looking for any sort of opportunity to get more out of this. But bottom lane, again, that overlook towards one another.
Mid lane now.
They've got the wraparound, they've got the net, they put the Ghost straight away on top of Miracle. They'll find the Tinker. GH will cancel his TP. Now with the Exorcism out, they can put some pressure onto the Tier 1 tower.
Such fast movements by Vici this game. Just pressuring every single core. Wherever they see the supports on the side of Liquid, they make moves on the opposing side to force reactions. GH will spot out LonM for a moment here. Mind Control though, top.
Again, just getting chased down by that Blade Fury. I mean, he's lucky the mana wasn't there. Paparazzi would have gone in for the kill with the Omni Slash back towards mid. They do get the control, dragging this Bane back into the sleep dump. He'll go for the TP out, but he will not make it. GH now in a mega kill streak as he takes down another. Back over towards the jungle. Matumba Man swept across from bottom. Has his eyes on Lanham. Homing missile comes in. They'll chase down the Naga Siren. They'll get the kill. 9 for 8. Top lane Paparazzi. He's got the chase down with the Blade Fury. Doesn't again have mana for the Omni Slash. If he gets a few crits, he might have a chance at this. One more would do it. Oh no, maybe 2 more. I lied. Oh, indeed though. Vendetta up just in time. Mind Control We'll be fine.
If Paparazzi got RNG on that one there and he got the crit,
He needed one more crit there.
Would have been real sad.
My goodness, indeed. One of
The
the
movements.
highest paced games we've had here so far on this first day of the land. 9 for 8, 9 minutes in. Overall, though, 2K advantage for Vici Gaming. And you've got to look at that net worth. You have a Jug, 4.8K Paparazzi against the 2.8K of the Jaro. That's a 2K difference between your two safe laners at 9 minutes in.
And they're not looking to stop. They're not looking to slow down at all. 11's close to that Blink Dagger on Batright already, and they're looking to go punish Matu. They spot out Fenrir, though.
Fenrir, Nightmare quick onto GH. Lanham's there with a wraparound, route down onto the Gyrocopter. 11 trying to lead in. Kuro focusing Fenrir. The homing missile connects. The stomp will be dodged as Lanham and 11 hold themselves between the Spirit and the Elder Titan. They've got the lasso on the bat. They'll drag back GH. GH being protected though by the kinetic field. Can Lanham and 11 still get the punches through? They can. But Fenrir will lose his life deep beneath the towers. Matuma chases him. Glimpse back from Kuro, but Kuro, he's ticking down here to the Firefly. They're chasing in. 3 stacks of sticky napalm on Kuro. Kuro will go down as well to the final touch, and up top lane, Paparazzi jumps in with the Omni Slash. Is not enough damage, but this bottom lane, again, kill after kill. GH, he's trying to see if he can find something in response, throws out the Spirit, but won't be able to connect the stomp.
Vici just is forcing reactions all over the place, though. They're at a 4K advantage now. Paparazzi gets the tower.
And mid lane, Ori, I believe, was it just a solo kill there onto the Tinker?
Looks like it.
Running down Miracle. So a 5K, this is a 5K lead for Vici Gaming against Liquid 10 minutes in. I think it's been a while since there's been a team that have said they've been able to do this to Liquid in a laning stage.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the levels on the supports mostly. Kuroki is 6, so he's somehow a big winner out of all of this. Pretty sure, I think he actually got the tome during that situation.
Look mid. Miracle's got to be careful. They're coming in with a wraparound once again. Brains tap to start things off. They have to root down Exorcism back up. That's another death for the Tinker mid. Mind control Matuma Man and GH. They're looking for Paparazzi up top.
This is a hard kill.
It really is. I mean, any sort of spook, and he's just spooked out of there.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Paparazzi's safe. 6K net worth. He's getting close to doubling that of Matuma Man.
They're not letting this Gyro Tinker get online by any means. Even Nyx is suffering. It's just the supports on the side of Liquid which are doing okay. Mid now, though. Matu showing up, trying to stop this push a bit. 11 does have Blink and Lasso Firefly up in 3 seconds.
Liquid have got to find some way to slow this pace of the game down, because at the moment, Vici Gaming are just going to be able to run over them with this Juggernaut. I mean, this is a Juggernaut that is going to be seeing, it's going to be about a 12-minute phase Battle Fury.
With a killer.
Yeah. This has got to be one of the fastest Jug Battle Furies we've seen in a while. It absolutely has to be. Before, pre-12 minutes, phase Aquila Battle Fury. It may even be the fastest. I'm sure we can get some stats on that. That seems like a record on this patch.
It's very high up there. It's
Or the recent
560 GPM. And he's just going to get the bottom tower. They just have to play away from this Jug pretty much now.
And I'll tell you, with this tower gold, that is going to be double the net worth. Pretty much. It basically is.
It
He's
basically
100,
is.
but double the net worth. 12 minutes in, Paparazzi doubling Matuma Man's net worth. This is absolutely insane Jug play. That top lane just never went to the plan for Liquid. As you said, they were trying to make movements and reactions. They sort of settled with the lanes at the start. Maybe they should have moved more. Maybe settling for sort of the lanes that Vici Gaming wanted has hurt them this bad.
It's the 11.
They jump in. Immediate lasso, but mind control's there with the response, stunning them back up. Kuroki comes in. They'll take down 11. Song comes out from Lanham. Paparazzi does have the Omni Slash as well as the Battle of Fury. Will jump onto Mind Control. That'll be one down. The Earth Splitter comes out. Will connect onto Paparazzi. GH trying to chase down with the right clicks, but the tower's gone. Or he's there with the wraparound. Has the siphon onto Kuro. Kuro will go with the glimpse back, trying to hold them as well as the cooldown from Matuma Man, looking to slow the advances of VG. But Paparazzi, he just chases in, gets the double kill. They'll look towards the Elder Time, but GH will TP as soon as the root's thrown out. Still though, double kill for Paparazzi. 4-0-1. Honestly, I don't think I've seen a Jug go this ham in quite some time.
He's got a Yasha.
He's out of control. He's absolutely out of control.
Level 12. What's the next level closest to him? Oh, he's level 13
Level
now.
13.
And Tinker is level 10. That's the next highest
And what's the Jara? Level 8.
Level 8.
This game just feels far too fast. If Liquid can recover this game's going to be a true test of how good Liquid really is, because this game is... It's a train wreck so far in terms of Liquid standard. This is just falling apart so quickly.
Can't take fights versus this Jug. They have to play completely away from him. They have to wait for the boots to travel on Tinker. Getting closer and closer, but the way that they played with the Jug just being able to be left alone, you see Lanem and Fenrir, they literally just ran around the map, kill after kill after kill on the course.
They're moving around as a group, Liquid. They've got this 3-man smoke. They're looking for something. They're hunting for Paparazzi.
They could get him if they find him with an instant static storm.
Paparazzi has got the Death Prophet by his side, though. And
it's
Exorcism's
under a
up
shrine.
underneath a shrine. Do they really want to go for this? Kuro comes forward. They do get the two-man stun. Two-man static storm. Can they get the shrine off? The sleep. They can get the shrine off in time. Is it enough to keep Paparazzi alive? And Ori it is. Ori's got the siphons. Now they're looking to turn Fenrir from the high ground with a Fiend Scream onto GH. They'll chase down the Elder Titan. The Nightmare helping Paparazzi close the gap. GH trying to go for the stop. It will manage to send both of them to sleep. On the side, Mind Control and Matumba looking to finish off Ori. Have they got enough damage? They have. Earth Splitter finishes off the Death Prophet. So Liquid will at least get one of the big kills. Kuro's going to pay with his life, though, as 11 and Lanimer are there with the wraparound, holding him down in place. The kinetic field buys a little time, but he'll still fall. Brain sap from Fenrir to finish off the job. But Liquid, they do get some big moves out of that. They're able to force out the Exorcism, and they do kill the Death Prophet. But that Paparazzi Jug, his life still prevails.
Yeah. Being next to the shrine. If that shrine wasn't there, they're both dead, for sure.
Absolutely.
And you can tell Liquid, they're feeling the pressure. They're going already for greed mode. Matu has queued up a Mask of Madness, but speaking of Matu, he's getting lassoed up already.
Let's see what they can do here. Moving in straight away with the chase down. Matsuma Man's gone. Wow, so look at that.
Highest of all.
Is the highest of all, since, what was that, since TI what? TI 5, didn't it say? That is absolutely insane. I mean, how did it go? I mean, Liquid, they had heroes up in that lane. I mean, I guess they did until Paparazzi solo killed them with a Blade Fury rundown.
They don't have the hero to actually put up against the Juggernaut in the lane. The Nyx Assassin, once you start falling behind in a couple levels, you can't toe-to-toe with a Jug. Same thing with Gyrocopter. The Gyro was like level 4 when Jug hit 6, so he just dove him.
Bottom lane.
Sleep. They're looking for Miracle.
They are.
He's speedy.
Just on the tip of the song and keeps himself hidden in the trees. Is he going to be okay? At the same time, mid lane, Mind Control. They have found Paparazzi. They get that big kill. The money going to Matsuma Man, the man who needs it the most as well. So they are able to at least catch and kill him. In the Static Storm with the setup from that Nyx Assassin. They can absolutely do it. I mean, at the end of the day,
Vendetta.
it is a Jug. He's still squishy. He can be caught out.
Yeah. All about finding him inside with the Vendetta play.
Yeah.
Not taking the hit, of course. You just stun out of Invis and then follow up with the Static Storm, and they still have kill threat.
Dire's top tower is under
It
attack.
might force Paparazzi to do a little bit of an awkward BKB build. Even though he's having such a great game, he's going to go the Manta, but then maybe that BKB
It
afterwards
would be the
might
safe
an
way
option.
to play.
Would be the safest,
Gets
yeah.
him out, absolutely. As you say, sure, he'll still get hit by the initial stun, but it will give him a chance to get out of the Static Storm.
Yep.
And that is the problem at the moment. That two combo, as you say, the damage is there.
But Vici still looking to continue on the aggression whenever they have Exorcism available. They're about to smoke up after the Shrine.
I mean, could you even make the argument for Paparazzi to pick up a hood in this build? Because then would you not be able to live through that initial burst?
Not crazy about
You're not
Hood.
crazy. You're not a fan of the hood.
Not Hood on Jug.
Okay.
I don't think you have the slots for that.
Okay. Well, we'll see what he does. At the moment,
It's a pretty
still
big gold committal too. It's like
Sure.
1,800 or whatever gold, 1,700 gold. I think he has to be more of that true carry because he's a single core Jug.
Yeah.
With the Death Prophet.
Dire's top tower
Again,
is under
Vendetta up.
attack.
They're looking for Paparazzi. They've got Static Storm.
Well, that kill is a big one. They got it once. Mind Control looking for the setup, but they have that sentry down. So straight away, the Omni Slash into the Blade Fury comes out. That sentry saving lives.
Fenrir just in the right place at the right time. They know the only way that Paparazzi dies is if he gets stunned into a Static Storm.
They have to, and look at these. They've got two sentries around mid. They've got a sentry down behind this bottom tier 2 that they're about to take. Yeah, the warding on point here from Vici Gaming to make sure that this incredibly farmed Juggernaut is not cut down.
Recognizing that the Nyx Assassin is the only real big playmaker on the side of Liquid at the moment.
Radiant's bottom tower is falling. Radiant's
Another
middle
tier 2 tower
is
falling in favor of Vici Gaming. 18 minutes in, keeping the
8K.
pressure high.
8K gold lead.
Dire's top
Experience,
tower is under
not as
attack.
much, but still 4K. But they are keeping that pressure on, and BKBs versus the side of Liquid, just like the panel said. Liquid, they are incredibly magic damage oriented. When these BKBs start to come out, they're going to have a lot more freedom to really make these plays. You see Death Prophet's going for one, and even the Bat Rider are rushing it super early on. Mind Control pretty much can't really show in the lanes at all. He just has to be playing as this Vendetta infinitely, but they do have vision of him with that Sentry, so they will have an idea of where that Nyx will be moving next.
Paparazzi about a wave or so away from having the Manta style complete. As we said, won't really do too much to save him from the Static Storm follow-up, but still obviously such an optimal item to have.
He could, I mean, in theory, get to like the edge of the kinetic, and if he gets that lucky Manta, pushes
You
him
can,
out.
yeah, you're right.
In theory, but
You're
it is kind of random to get the Manta to push you out of that one. Miracle, he does have the Blink Dagger. He's on the road to recovery.
Climbing up. I
but
mean, as we can
still a
see,
ways.
you know, him and Matuma Man, they're on the same level as the DP and the Bat, you know, which isn't bad. They are farmed. It's just the problem that Paparazzi is such a step ahead of them.
Yep. And they always have decent catch for the Tinker with the Bat Rider, as long as they'll have the initial vision of him.
Heading forward, but
Sleep.
oh, that song is coming, and they've got eyes on them all. They're going to look for probably the 3-man silence from Ori, and it will get a couple of them. Mind Control got the Vendetta up, but the Sentry again, it's down. They're ready to move in with that Omni Slash. Now chasing down for more. The Blade Fury for Paparazzi being used to focus down Kuroki on the Disruptor. He gets a couple of crits, and Disruptor will fall. Phoenix Grid comes out to Matuma Man, but Fenrir will die for this. Won't be able to continue to hold down the Gyro, but the lasso's there from 11. Moving forward, Paparazzi, he's found Miracle. They take down 3 of Liquid, only losing the Bane themselves.
Looked like he almost, maybe a Mantis dodge.
It looked like he Manta dodged the X, or was it?
Stomp?
I don't know if he was
might have
out
been
of,
on the edge.
I think he might have been out of range.
Might have been on the edge there.
Yeah,
But
it looked close.
They just used Exorcism. They still got about a quarter length of it. They're going to go in the Roche Pit. The Healing Ward is in about 15 with that Riptide minus armor.
I mean, either way, incredibly flashy plays. Maybe they can contest this.
They've
They're
got
going to
ET.
try. Lanham backs out. They'll avoid the stomp. They get back in, but the Exorcism's now worn off. Spike Carapace comes out, they get the glimpse back onto Lanham. Lanham gets cut down. This could be a bit of a mess here for Vici Gaming. They get the Healing Ward out. The Death Prophet being focused, trying to keep herself alive with the Siphon. They turn towards Matuma Man. They'll find Matuma Man. He's going to be taken out. 11, Fenrir and Paparazzi still in good fighting shape. Now they'll move towards GH. GH chased down by Ori and Paparazzi. That's a second one down here around the Roshan fight for Liquid. Mind Control and Kuro trying to get away. They'll have to back out of this and respect Vici Gaming. Let Vici Gaming take the Roshan. So an attempt there from Liquid to stop this, but it falls apart very quickly. Despite the Ghost not being there for Ori, Vici Gaming, they just have such an advantage that they're able to man fight Liquid down.
Yeah, Gyro still doesn't have BKB or anything, so he can't actually run away properly. So he popped Mask of Madness, and then the Jug hits him 2 or 3 times, and his health just chunks down.
He pops Mask of Madness, and then the Bane just pops Enfeeble on him.
Yeah.
And after his combo, what does he do?
And it is the 4-4-1 build by the
I like that.
by the Bane, recognizing that the Gyrocopter is the only physical damage. So reducing by 120. Gyro,
does he have?
Gyro only does like 145 or 151 right now. So only hitting for 30 if he does get enfeebled in the middle of the fights. And the other thing that's super annoying in the fights too is 11 on the Bat Rider. This sticky. Gyrocopter has an atrocious turn rate. They still need much more to catch back up on Liquid. Halfway, actually almost 3/4 of the way there. Finished on the Aghanims for Tinker, which will start giving them a bit more team fight.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
GH is still pretty high net worth though. 6K, he's
He's
tied up with Lon M.
He's been, as we see, he's been hitting some very nice combos in the fight. I mean, I imagine his KDA at the moment is probably looking the best on the team. It is, yeah. 6-2 and 5 on the Elder Titan.
I mean, GX has been having some pretty clutch stomps. His
Yeah.
rotations early on were nice too, but Vici just playing a bit too quick. Paparazzi with the Aegis, feeling very
yeah,
safe.
can they really do anything at this tier 2? I feel like they can't with that Aegis and Blade Fury on the Jug.
They
What
seem
can
to
they
know the Bat is positioned on the side. They're even going to scout him out now with the Spirit. And there is that Tinker Ward by Vici on the side there as well. So it will be that Blink Dagger, actually, on a Paparazzi. So they're just looking to find the Tinker and just jump into the backlines onto the Elder Titan
I think,
Disruptor.
you know, sometimes it could be seen as a little greedy getting it this early, but when you're this far ahead at 23 minutes, getting the Blink Dagger, absolutely, as you say, jumping on top of the Disruptor, coming in with the Omni Slash, getting sort of these squishes out of the fight immediately is going to be huge.
They got the glimpse on 11, but they didn't have the follow-up to stop the Blink.
10K leader.
They will more than likely like all get blinks. That's kind of the way. It's like if you don't have like Storm Spirit or these heroes to find the Tinker in the sidelines, you get blink on your cores. So we see blink coming out for Ori next after the BKB Yules. I assume that after Meteor Hammer on Lanem, he can go for either Blink Dagger or the Aghanims build I've seen on the Naga a few times versus the Tinker just to reset the fight and heal. More than likely the blink though after he's got that Meteor Hammer. And they have
you don't think there's a need for him to get a Spirit Vessel this game for the team?
Nah.
Yeah.
Urn can be nice. I think they could go maybe for an Urn on one of the heroes, but
I guess
I think
they've
bigger
already got
items.
what, like sustain from the jug.
Yeah.
Damage is not an issue at the moment with the lead that they have.
They just want bigger items, in
Yeah.
my opinion, just being a bit more greedy. Because of how far ahead they are. It's 10k gold advantage, 10k experience too. And Liquid's all perched up in their base. It's only Miracle right now getting that split push going. 11 has been sitting up here now for what, 2.5 minutes near that ward. He's just waiting for Miracle.
He's gonna find him.
He
Oh.
knows. They were pinging that
Yeah.
side out for a very long
Miracle,
time.
yeah, he senses. He's
That's the-
teasing around with it.
Matu circles it. He's like, this is the danger zone. Meteor Hammer pushing in waves. They're starting to keep the map on the side of Liquid, even though they have a Tinker, which puts a lot of fear for Miracle to actually go out and split push these lanes.
They've been time map, as it were, seemingly being controlled by Vici game with the lead that they have. They have managed to get a couple of wards down around their jungle, Liquid, but still.
You know Liquid's feeling desperate. This is not the same type of Rapier queued up that we saw last time. Matu has
Oh.
BKB Mask of Madness Rapier queued.
What a series it would be if we see Liquid get two, as you say, very different Rapier victories. I mean, we're obviously a long way away from it. Matsu just 600 gold towards it, and it is queued up. Whether he gets there, that'll be the question, and whether, of course, he will actually commit to the purchase, but
They're feeling super
we'll
desperate.
find out. I mean, I say we'll find out. We might not. With the pace that Vici game is playing, there may not be the chance to find out, but we'll see what happens with this one.
Aegis will be getting reclaimed in 30 seconds. Paparazzi on his way toward that next item. Level 20. What's that Scotty now too? Has just gone to bulk up rather than going for that magic immunity because Liquid's not farming, so he's just taking the green build.
I mean, do you think Vici Gaming will want to keep the pressure up, or are we going to see the Aegis gone and then will they just wait for the next Roshan?
This pace is fine. I mean, they're farming.
Yeah.
They're farming majority of the map. They've got this. They've got Liquid completely perched in their base. Like we said, it's only Miracle really peeking outside to split push, and the ET Spirit to kind of slow things down. But Liquid is terrified. BKB now finished on Bat. They've given him a gem as well to close out all that vision. It's looking very hard for Liquid at this moment.
They're going to smoke out.
They're going to look for a play, though.
They know that the Aegis has gone on the jump. With that in mind, maybe they have a chance of finding a pickup. They head down towards bottom where Ori is at the moment.
He's going to try to maybe Carapace on one of the Crypt Swarms to try to catch him, because he has a BKB, so it's a very hard
It's hard,
catch.
though, and there's good wall coverage for Liquid here, so if this smoke dispels, they'll know. Kuro will now be revealed. Ori sees it, but it is a little too late. They get the immediate jump in onto the Death Prophet. Everything thrown down, but it does the job. They get that kill. The sleep is out from Lanham, but this is a fight that they probably don't want to take. Without the Death Prophet, they'll back away, but Liquid there, getting the courage to come out of the base and getting a significant pick-off.
They're looking for 11 here. He's got a BKB, though, so should be okay. Paparazzi just blinks in.
He does. He wants to commit straight away with the Omni Slash. He's cutting them down low. We'll be able to find the kill onto Kuroki and just immediately goes for the TP out. A quick jump in and pick. Fenrir didn't really need to join the party there, but he decided to, and it will actually cost him his life. I think Paparazzi should have maybe given him the heads up and said, look, I got this on my own, but Fenrir wanted to try and help a bro at least.
It's the support life, right?
Yeah.
You're like, wait,
We're going in?
wait,
Oh, you're out of here.
Spin
Oh.
TP? I wish I had spin TP.
Oh, goodness, but still, obviously, the 11k lead for Vici Gaming, and
I think
Paparazzi still sitting on top of his, with his crown there at the top of the net worth.
Yeah, I think that's
19K.
the moves that Liquid has to make, though.
Yeah.
They can't just sit in their base trap.
Oh,
they
no,
have
absolutely.
to be able to make those surprise moves.
Oh, but up top, they've caught. There's Nyx Assassin with Ori there. The Meteor Hammer coming down. There'll be no TP out for this Mind Control Nyx. He's got the Spike Carapace, does turn with the stun, but they'll chase. A little bit of a trickier kill than they maybe would have hoped, but they get it nonetheless. Mind Control getting taken down there in that situation. But you're right, yeah, Liquid, they can't sit back. They do have to come out and try and make these plays, and we're seeing it again. You know, Matsumaman moving out, and he's constantly being sort of babysat by GH and Kuroki. They know that they have to get this gyro farm somehow. He's 2k towards that. Hopefully what is going to be a Divine Rapier.
Yeah, he's farming so slow though, because he's got no space.
It's gonna take so long.
He's got nowhere on the map that he can really go. And Vici, they are smoked. They're looking for a pick here.
Or GH.
It's him.
Oh, to try and force himself back. Turns with the Yules to hold up the bat, but Fenrir is there from the sideline with the Fiend's Grip holding down GH. GH will fall. Brain Set Nuke from Fenrir finishes it off. But as we're seeing now, you know, it is obviously at the point, Tinker, it is a Tinker, so he is going to be able to keep the spam up and put Vici game off, going for that inevitable push.
Yeah, they can keep spamming for quite a long time. ET Tinker,
Yep.
incredibly good at high ground defense. If you can just keep the spirit on people too, they can keep spamming those laser rockets to slow them down. They are going to start going for the pipes now instead.
I was going to say, yeah, I could get the pipe on someone, and it's going to be the Nagasar and Lanham getting it for the push.
Yeah, rather than going for that like Blink or Aghanims, he's just they want to just brute force it through that Tinker. It will be a nullifier next on Paparazzi, so we've heard, we haven't actually gotten to see it in a pro game, but we've heard about the sleep into that nullifier instantly, and then Tinker cannot blink out because it actually happens during the sleep even if you're invulnerable.
And with that, you know, a couple of plays like that, that's how you end the game.
Yeah.
You take that Tinker down for good, and the game is very, well, not necessarily easier, but a lot easier in comparison to close up if you're Vici gaming without having to worry about that Tinker's D-push. Matsu.
They're still claiming more and more gold advantage though, because like we said, Liquid's pretty much trapped in their base. They have to run as a unit if they want to make any moves, and Fenrir will cut them off here. He's hasted.
There's the Nightmare out onto the ET. Matsumaman's here as well. He's in a bit of an awkward position. They're all coming in. They have the sleep. Miracle is there just outside of the range of the sleep, throwing in rockets. It's around Matsume. He'll get the BKB off, but that BKB actually is going to keep it alive a little bit. No, physical damage is too much. They're going to get GH as well. This is going to be Liquid losing 3. Miracle will buy back, but honestly, Vici Gaming this match have looked absolutely incredible.
It looks almost impossible for Liquid here. It's all in on this Tinker being able to have the perfect game, and there's so many Blink Daggers, so many ways to catch him.
And it really is, I mean, as well as, you know, the fact that we want to see the Rapier, the truth of the matter is, even if he gets it, they're just going to Song, get on top of him, and it's a gyro with just Mars BKB Rapier. This is not a hard-to-kill target.
He's just going to get netted
into Omni Slash, and he's gone. So...
And he gets enfeebled in all the fights too.
I mean, as I said, if Liquid can come back from this position, this is going to be one of the best performances we've seen in a while. But at the moment, all odds point to say that this game is absolutely in the bag for Vici Gaming. With the lead that they have, the heroes they have, the setup, the team fight, it really does look impossible for Liquid to climb this one back.
Yeah. 20k gold lead, 25k experience lead, and they're just continuing this map control. Roche now spawns, Mind Control will scout them out.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
Get the stun.
It is onto the Jug. They've got the Static Storm down as well. Glimmercape buying some time here for Paparazzi. They've got the cooldown. Defensive Nightmare helping him dodge the first instance of it. And now he'll back up with the Blade Fury. Was thinking about going back in on it. His ult down for 10 more seconds. Good stun though. Kuro actually able to get the glimpse back onto Paparazzi. Has he got the damage to kill him? With Mind Control, there they have. They found Paparazzi. BKB's out from Orion 11. Paparazzi actually buying back for this engagement around the pit. As VG try and move forward, they will find GH. Jump forward with the Omni Slash onto Matsumaman. Cuts the gyro out of it. They've got the root down onto this Nyx Assassin. Kuro in trouble as well. Mind Control going for the TP out. Will make it, but Kuro will not be as fortunate as Liquid lose 3. The buyback from Paparazzi paying off as Vici Gaming take the team fight and now have the control they need to get that Roshan. Honestly, Paparazzi's play and decision-making this game has been
perfect.
Some of the best. I think the best I've seen from this man. Like this game from Paparazzi has just been textbook perfect. If you want to know how to play Juggernaut, you just watch this guy's player perspective because he did everything right this game.
730 GPM. His itemization is great. Feeling confident enough to not go for that BKB because they're at such an advantage. See how long he tanks up. Sure, he ends up dying inevitably, but that's because Liquid, they used everything to kill him before that Omni Slash was up.
And then they lost their lives.
And then they lose all their lives. And the Demon Edge has been picked up for Matu during that.
Okay. He's getting
He's still very far from that.
Slowly, but surely. Can they hold? As we said, with the Tinker, there's potential. It always makes, no matter how far sort of behind you are, as long as your Tinker has got the Aghanims, there's going to be annoying D-push. And he's got the Aghanims. He's got the money now that he can start working on his Dagon Miracle. If he can play safe with the positioning, he'll be okay. But as you say, one sleep and surround from Vici Gaming, and bam, the game is over.
One step up. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Absolutely.
Now for Liquid. Liquid has to play this perfectly in order
do.
to try to come back. And it's still going to be an enormous mountain to climb.
Well, we got about 800 gold away from having Nullifier on Paparazzi. He's level 25. He's got the extra Omni Slash strikes.
Yeah, he's been playing phenomenally. And the supports too. Lanem and
Oh, of
Fenrir
course,
this time
yeah.
around
I
have
mean,
been
yeah.
everywhere. Not even just with their movements, but with their sentry placement.
I mean, I think as sort of the panel was saying with the stats, you know, we're seeing Naga Siren, obviously an incredibly popular and powerful hero. It's, you know, some teams don't know how to utilize it. We're seeing here, though, Vici Gaming, they're a team that absolutely does. And say that we did see earlier a series where, well, it was it the previous, when did Lanham play the Naga?
Just played it.
It was just now, yeah, where Kuro was stealing every time, and it wasn't great.
Yeah.
But this game, the Naga Siren, I don't know how to talk with Lanham about his Naga Siren between game 1 and game 2, but he's certainly, I guess there's not a Rubik stealing it.
In the last game too, they were really reliant on having the sleep into setup. This time, it's kind of just a sleep into, okay, now we see them, we can kind of just throw our spells and we'll be, since we're at such an advantage, it makes it a lot easier. The last one they had to get like perfect synergy combos, which always makes it a lot more difficult.
We're getting closer to that rapier territory for Matu. But I feel like it is going to be one of those build-ups to just a dead Jara and a rapier line on the ground.
I hope we have it go back and forth. I hope we get the rapier back. We get the
If
rapier
they get
on
the
Liquid
rapier
side
swing
to
around,
Vici's
I mean,
side, then
that's-
swing back. I want some swings.
At the moment, it just, as we say, it looks almost, if not just plain impossible for Liquid. Paparazzi has the Nullifier.
They're all just so confidently farming across the map, keeping that advantage up, not really feeling the need to group up and dwindle their advantage by any means. This is just keeping it going, keeping it flowing. Lana pushing in bottom. You see Ori pushed out top. They pushed out mid too.
2 minutes left on this Aegis. Vici Gaming. Still, that overarching problem does rely. 36 minutes, they have got a massive lead, but they are yet to take a tier 3 tower.
11 stalking.
He is, and he's found the jump, but the spike carapace did come out in time from Mind Control. Still, they'll get the lasso drag back. Mind Control keeps himself alive with the Ghost Scepter. Will actually get out of there. BKB popped by 11, but the Earth split down between the two of them. Will force Vici Gaming to hold off. That's a BKB and a lasso, and he doesn't get the pick that they're after now. They turn towards Kuro. Kuro getting rooted up. They'll move in with Paparazzi. He has the Blade Fury surrounding this Disruptor. Will take down Kuroki. Blinks out as well at the Static Storm with the Magic Immunity taking no damage at all, Paparazzi. Now the Song. They're relatively grouped up. Do they want to try for the play here? They have this hammer coming down. Will stun onto two of them. The Omni Slash comes in as well with those extra bounces, bouncing all the way up and down the lineup of Liquid. They'll lose Miracle for 90 seconds. Paparazzi just diving in, chasing GH. GH will fall. Now the buybacks come out. Buyback from GH, buyback from Atumaman. They'll force out the fortification, Vici Gaming, but they're standing their ground. Ori with the ghosts out, looking for this tier 3 tower. The Stomp comes through. Mind Control moves in with a Vendetta. Will get the kill onto Fenrir, but now Atumaman rooted up a second time. They can't afford to lose this Gyro twice. Vici Gaming, they're standing their ground, going for this melee racks. They should have it. The Stomp being attempted by GH, but Paparazzi, he's not messing around. Blade Furies commits to the buildings. They'll clean up the top set of racks, and now they'll jump forward. They've found Atumaman. Atumaman will fall for the second time. Gone for 90 seconds. The Yule setup allowing them to surround GH. GH, he's in trouble. He'll go down. Another kill for Vici Gaming. As Liquid, they're trying to stay in this game, but with 3 heroes on the sidelines and Vici Gaming moving from racks to racks, it looks like it should be over, Fog.
Yeah. There's no buyback on the Tinker still for about a minute. He spent his gold as well, and yeah, GG's called. Matu got so punished in this game. Liquid had no way to bring him back. With the Tinker, with their gyrocopter getting shut down early, with Vici being prepared with sentries all the time, there was no real playmaker for Liquid to actually do anything on the map. Vici making actually all the right moves, having that Jug be a lone top and just running around with their Naga Siren Bane, killing lane after lane after lane, getting this early Blink Dagger on 11, asserting their map dominance. Liquid has to try to come back after that one. That was quite a defeat.
Absolutely, that is going to shake Liquid up for sure. And I mean, looking back on it, the paparazzi Jug, as you say, what went so wrong for Liquid about that? How did this Jug get so fat so quickly? What was sort of the biggest problem for Liquid, do you think, in the lane?
He just got a free lane. He got his level 6. Like I was saying, when Gyro was level 4, they were doing the swap lanes around, and then it's Matu, a level 4 Gyro, walking up next to this Jug. Kills him without Omni Slash. Then the Nyx goes top. He kills the Nyx without Omni Slash again. Another hero goes top. He kills him with the Omni Slash that time. Everything just went right for Paparazzi, and I think that's so much down to the movements of the two supports on Vici Gaming, having all that freedom because they have a Jug on their safe lane.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Paparazzi Juggernaut doing it there. Vici Gaming managing to get the series 1-1 as it stands at the moment in this best of 3. Definitely a replay to go and watch from the player perspective of Paparazzi if you're a Juggernaut fanboy or fangirl out there. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back for Game 3. Don't go anywhere. This series is absolutely kicking off.
Absolutely, it is kicking off. Although, when you look at Vici right now on the screen, you think that they'd had a tough game and that was a bad loss or something, because they don't seem particularly happy with each other. But they have tied things up in this semi-final. We're back at the panel once more with Nahaz, with Purge, and with Blitz. Blitz, we'll start with you. You called it. You said Jug's good.
Yeah.
Jug's very good.
Jug's a good hero.
Paparazzi Jug's exceptionally good.
Yeah. See, me and Purge thought that Vici had the better draft.
That's
we just
right.
weren't men enough to put our
right.
You didn't quite go
to
as
put our
far as
full
Alan.
weight behind
Alan
it.
put his Allens on the line.
That's because you have to hedge your bets, because there's
Right.
a big W or there's a big L, and they will associate that to your predictions, no matter what you said.
Yep.
Which is why we need to remind you that we thought Vici Gaming had the better draft.
Yes, you did. You
But-
both did.
So,
Yeah.
We thought that Liquid was such a better team
Yeah.
that it didn't matter. And
Okay, so how has that
see-
changed your view then? Because Vici have proved something in this game, haven't they? Because that was probably the
Yes.
biggest defeat
come
we've
on.
seen for Liquid, wasn't
They
it?
proved something in Game 1. They were the better team for much of Game 1,
Let's not
guys.
get back to that argument
All
again.
right, all right. Fair
Let's
enough.
not go there again.
I will not mention Nature's Prophet again for the rest of the event. Okay, I promise.
Unless
But
it's
they-
picked in real
Reddit,
life.
I'm sorry.
But in all honesty, they have shown that they're here to play, right? And they're the real deal, because they can beat a team of Liquid that easily as well. That was a very big win for them.
I would say, though, that game was a little bit abnormal, and the stuff that Fog pointed out right at the end, how many kills Paparazzi got for free, how much of a level advantage, that sometimes, in that case, it kind of felt like it came slightly more down to the fact that those early rotations that Matu did, they were okay, but they left him under-leveled. That led Paparazzi to get these 2 or 3 snowball kills. That led him to having this obscene gold advantage that pretty much never happens at that point in the game, unless it's a Tier 1 team versus a Tier 2 team. So it was just like kind of a freak incident that Liquid had to play against continuously from the beginning of the game, and that's a giant disadvantage, especially on a hero like Jug who couldn't buy a Battle Fury.
I don't know. I look at the way that Vici usually plays. It was Game 1 that was the anomaly for how Vici usually plays around the 2 big cores, Paparazzi and Ori, and they did that much more so in this game. I go back. Look, Kuro's the best drafter in the world right now. Let's not mince words, but I still go back to that with the with the 5th pick in the draft. You had the choice to counter the Batrider with the Nyx, or you could have taken something to counter the Jug. And I still disagree with the decision to counter the Batrider instead of the Juggernaut. Again, good drafters, sometimes, no.
No, I agree with you. Like, when there was like this time in Manila Major, I bring up this example a lot, but when we were playing Manila Major as Liquid, that was like the first time I got to like full coach them. We were scrimming a lot, and we kept running into this like Slardar hero. I think Misery was like the first one that showed us like how powerful it was, because people at the time were doing like Ricky plus Lifestealer, and we expanded that by taking Slardar plus Lifestealer, and we were obsessed with this hero. Rode him to the finals. Then we ran against OG, win a game, and then the next 2 we get wrecked. And that's where Kuro told me, he's like, I don't know if this hero is just like, because can I give up on this hero? Because I won with him this entire time. It's not so easy to just say like this hero is all of a sudden bad, because if you won like the majority of the tournament up until that point with one hero, it becomes a bit confusing. And so even Kuro, like, yeah, he won a TI, but he's not infallible. He's still gonna run into some of these issues. And I think right now, especially, he's running into this problem with Naga Siren, where sometimes Liquid will win against it, but at the same time, like, I like that Vici, they just went back to it again.
Yeah.
It was like, in China, it wins a lot. It's won for them before in the past. And it always puts you in a weird position because you can't always just go off results-based Dota. Because I think a lot of people would have said, well, you can't pick Naga against Liquid. They figured it out.
Yeah.
They've understood their loss, but it doesn't always work like that.
Yeah, I was going to point out that that was one of the issues that they've had. So do they get rid of it for Game 3?
I think that
Is he too stubborn, Kuro? Is he too stubborn to let it through again, thinking he can figure it out?
It's not that he was stubborn. Even in the Manila loss, like, it was more that it's so confusing as a drafter. Like, I kind of want to make that clear because everyone always thinks that it's very black and white. It's like, oh, well, you lost against EG's Lycan twice. Well, Liquid proved that it was not broken at all.
Yep.
It was just that you were the worst team. That's what ended up happening. And it's a really confusing position to put yourself in because you're playing against a Naga hero. Sometimes you have success against it, sometimes you don't. And so you have to look at the bigger picture and say, like, what was the larger issue at hand? Was it the fact that we gave them Naga, or was it the fact that we just had inferior lanes and we couldn't match against this Juggernaut?
Okay. There was a couple of very big performances in this one. Kev, obviously Paparazzi 16-2-7, but also Ori 10-5-11 as well. Also had another big game. These players are starting to not just play for their team, but they're also starting to carve out maybe a few points towards MVP as well.
I think Paparazzi had our stats and net worth in game only go back to TI5, but he had the highest net worth on record at the 12-minute mark. Nox put that up. That was, again, very favorable lane, and you can call it abnormal, but he took over that game. He did exactly what he needed to do with that advantage for Vici to win the game.
And I really like the control that he had a lot of times, like his Omni Slash around the Roche pit where he had Aegis. I kept thinking, okay, when is he going to Omni? When is he going to Omni? He saved it all the way until he bought back.
Right.
And it ended up being worth it.
And he solo
on the gyro. It was absolutely the right moment. That was something I brought up, I think, earlier today, was that Vici needed that needed a player that could kind of go crazy and really control the game a lot. And Paparazzi 100% did that in that game. And it definitely was a big part of their victory.
Okay, we're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, Game 3 will be with us and the draft will be upon us because these two are one game away now from guaranteeing themselves a top 6 spot here at ESL One Katowice. It's just day 1.
With the wraparound, Miracle. Is he going to get any sort of help? He does have a TP coming in from this Disrupt, so Miracle pops the Fairy Fire, trying to keep himself alive, keeping the distance, gets the rockets out, but he'll still fall. First blood for Lanham. GH comes across though, the stomp. It's going to get both of them. Kuro's still alive. GH looking for the punches on Tori that get the kinetic field off. So they may have lost Miracle, but they will claim both the lives of Vici Gaming in response.
Miracle has no TP though, so he does have to walk back, but...
Life is all about following a few simple rules.